What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Yash Talks Football. A bit of a different topic today based on, I guess, recent events. Obviously, we have had Champions League football this week. Some good results, some battering, some very good goals. However, there's one certain result that we have to touch upon, and it's not just this game in isolation. It is the expectation that this team had on them at the start of the season. And that is Chelsea Football Club drawing to Karabag FC. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure Karabag have had a decent start. I remember there were 2 goals down to, I think it was Benfica, if I'm right in remembering. And then they came back to win 3-2. They won one more game, I can't quite remember what it was. But they drew to Chelsea away. It was away in Karabag, so you could say that. However, I looked at Chelsea's lineup, and they had more than a strong enough team to go out and win that game. They even brought on Caicedo because Lavia, once again, unfortunately for them, is out injured. But no, less about their injuries. They drew to Karabag. Now, obviously, Chelsea won the Club World Cup during the summer. Fair play to them. They also won the Conference League. Fair play to them. Are they? Is the Conference League the biggest trophy in world football? Absolutely not. However, they won the Carabao Cup. They are world champions. They're world champions for another 4 years or so. I believe it is 3 or 4 years. But what I want to get onto is the expectation that Chelsea put on themselves for this season, because on the back of that, they went on a run towards the end of the season to get top four. They're off the back of winning. Fuck's my Alexa doing? They're off the back of winning 2 trophies. Chelsea were expected by this from quite a lot of their fan base to be in a title race this year. Yes, to be in a title race, and I'm gonna check how far they are off the table. Make sure you are smashing a like as well while you guys are watching this. Why am I on the images? They're currently 7th in the table, and if you were to look at points wise, they are 8 points off the top, and it's just turned November 6 days ago. This team are not in the title race, and you think of the results that these lot have had this season: drawing away to Karabag last night, losing at home to Sunderland. Yes, Sunderland have started well in the Premier League. However, at home to Sunderland, they lost. Drew away to Brentford. What else was there? They lost another game as well. I can't quite remember. Lost at home to Brighton. Dropped stupid points. Lost to Manchester United. You could say that's, yeah, oh, we got a red card. So the game was basically out the window. Number one, you can win games with 10 men. And number two, Maresca totally wipes the game away with that, with his reaction afterwards. Because one thing about Maresca that I learned from that game in particular against Man United is that guy will never win a league title. And the reason I'm saying that is because the minute he's got to face some adversity, he folds. And he folded in that game. He took off quite a few of his attackers and left Joao Pedro up front by himself. And a lot of people are going to say, oh yeah, Maresca's won 2 trophies. He's doing well at Chelsea. And yes, he's doing well at Chelsea. However, with Chelsea's aims to be winning league titles, he's not going to be the guy to do that. And another reason why I think he is the mentality problem when it comes to these type of games. It's quite clear to see that Chelsea Football Club can get up for the big games. They've gone up for the big games in the tournaments when they beat PSG. Fair play to them. They got up for the game against Liverpool. Fair play to them. Who else did they play this season? The game against Tottenham. They got up for that game. Fair play to them this season. They can get up for the big games. There is no denying that. Where the mentality issue for me is at these small games they can't get up for. And that for me comes down to the manager, because when it's a mentality issue like that, I'm thinking, oh right, we can just walk through this team. You haven't even got to put 100% effort in. That's where the problem lies, because to not get up for the big team, the non-big teams like Sunderland, like Karabag, Brentford. I think they drew to not be able to get up for them. You could pretty much say stinks of arrogance as well. And I think the one game, I think they have lost a couple of big games this season. They lost to Bayern Munich in the Champions League, but they're on a rush roll at the minute. And they did lose to Man United. However, Man United we know aren't that good. And look, in terms of Chelsea being in a title race, I just can't see it. They're already 8 points behind. They can't seem to find any consistency at all. And a lot of people are blaming um, their sort of fitness because they had hardly a break between the Club World Cup and the start of the season. And I completely hear that. However, they've also got to look at their recruitment as well because they bought. It's quite clear to see that Robert Sanchez is a massive problem. In spite of what people were saying that, oh yeah, Sanchez has improved recently, he has got that bozo gene in him, and even their backup goalkeeper, Philip Jorgensen, is not good enough at all. Their centre backs, apart from Fafana, and people are going to say Colwill, he's got alright recently, however, until he got injured. Wesley Fafana and the young lad Josh Achampong are their best centre backs. Other than that, they've got Chalobah, who's been dreadful every time I've watched him this season, and they've got Tosin, who is meant to be their experienced head at the back. If anything, Josh Achampong looks like he's more experienced than he is. So I think it all comes down as well to Chelsea's recruitment because without Cole Palmer, they don't look that good. I'll be so real. I think Esteval's probably their best attacker. Joao Pedro has not been on it. He's been alright, but he's not been the best. He hasn't got many goals. And to be fair, the game against Tottenham, he should have probably had a hat trick that game. Garnacho, waste of money. I don't rate Gittins at all, even though he scored some decent goals. I didn't really see the point of spending that much money on Garnacho and Gittins. If you want to spend that money on wingers, you get one of them, not both. And it's just clear to see that they've not got their priorities when it comes to their recruitment, and I think that is what it comes down to. I think it's a mixture of things really. Maresca, I just don't believe he's the guy, and I stated that in the video. Their quality in attack, I don't rate at all outside Palmer, Esteval, and Joao Pedro. Their midfield is class. Let's be real. But when I say that, I mean when they play Lavia and Caicedo, because I don't really rate Enzo Fernandez. I think he's just basically a box crasher. And the defence outside their fullbacks is trash. Let's just be real, and their goalkeepers are shit as well. But yeah, I kind of wanted to make this video because I have been planning to make this, but it's clear to see that Chelsea's results haven't been getting that much better, and their inconsistency is there to be seen. So I thought I would drop this video to sort of give my thoughts on it. But that is it from me in terms of that. Tomorrow I've got the press conference reaction for the Arsenal game, and then normal match day schedule on Saturday, and then I guess whatever videos come out, whatever news comes out, between now and then, I'll be reporting on. But that is it from me. Like, sub, and share the content around, and I'll see you lot in a bit.